Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you my player ratings from our 9-0 win against Southampton yesterday night. David De Gea, he's going to get a 7 out of 10. David De Gea didn't really have much to do in the game. He did make a good save though from a James Ward-Prowse free kick. So 7 out of 10 for him. And Wan-Bissaka, I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. And Wan-Bissaka scored the first goal. That's his second goal for Manchester United. I thought Wan-Bissaka made a couple of good slide tackles. He got forward well. Probably the best attacking display in his career. And it's good that he's getting forward more now. He's taking on players in the box. He's putting good crosses in as well. So 9 out of 10 for Wan-Bissaka. Victor Lindelof, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I thought he showed that ability to play out from the back. His reading of potential dangerous long balls was good. So yeah, had a good game, Lindelof. Harry Maguire, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Passed the ball out well from the back. Harry Maguire, I think, did get booked in the game. So yeah. Luke Shaw, he's going to get a 10 out of 10. Luke Shaw got 2 assists in the game. Created chances. Showed very, very good attacking intent. And had loads of touches. Luke Shaw is really, really improving. You know, defensively as well, he's been superb in recent months. Luke Shaw did come off in the game. The good news is that he's not injured. You know, we just want to give Luke Shaw a rest. Fred, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I thought Fred helped us move the ball quicker and played some excellent passes. Fred's really, really improving. In the second half, Fred got put to left back. Scott McTominay, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. McTominay got his name on the score sheet. McTominay got challenged by Jankiewicz just after 1 minute. It was a horrible challenge, you know. Jankiewicz was sent off for Southampton, and that was Jankiewicz's senior debut for them. McTominay has had some good games as a Man United player, you know. He was also very, very good in the 6-2 win against Leeds. Scored twice in that game and got an assist, and he was also good in the 1-0 win against Watford in the FA Cup third round. He's just come back from a tummy bug, as McTominay. And I thought his passing as well yesterday night was quite good. Bruno Fernandes, I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. Bruno Fernandes got his name on the score sheet. He also got 2 assists in the game. And I thought Bruno Fernandes' movement was very, very good. Good to see Bruno Fernandes putting a performance out, because in recent weeks he's actually been out of form. Bruno Fernandes is planning on spending many years at Manchester United after his 12-month anniversary. But he has made the difference in the team. Won Player of the Month for December, but he's won that now quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. And Bruno Fernandes denies that he needs a rest. Bruno Fernandes wants to help the club win trophies. Marcus Rashford, I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10. Marcus Rashford enjoyed a very, very good game. Obviously got his name on the score sheet. I thought Marcus Rashford got some very, very good runs in behind. His movement was also very, very good. Good to see him put a good performance out, because Rashford in recent weeks has been out of form. Mason Greenwood, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Mason Greenwood didn't score, but he did get an assist in the game. And I also thought his movement was good and got some very, very good runs in. So 7 out of 10 for Mason Greenwood. Edinson Cavani, I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10. Edinson Cavani got his name on the score sheet. I thought his movement in and around the box was very, very good. I thought his hold-up play at times was good as well. Cavani has made a fantastic impact since he come in. We got Edinson Cavani on a free transfer last summer on deadline day. He signed a 1-year contract with Man United with an option of a 2nd year. I can assure that Cavani will see out his contract. Cavani did come off. I think Solskjaer has confirmed that he has got an ankle injury. Hopefully it's not too severe. So we brought substitutions on in the game. We saw Anthony Martial come on. I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10. Martial obviously got a brace. Obviously Martial was the one that won the penalty. Martial got clipped by Bednarek, and Bednarek got sent off for Southampton. So very, very good performance by Martial when he came on. The best game he's had in a while, because Martial has been out of form. This season, he's had chances, but he just hasn't converted them. And he has been criticised, Anthony Martial. Martial was good last season, and he was good in his debut season under Louis van Gaal. He's been at the club now over 5 years. Daniel James also came on in the game. Going to give him a 7 out of 10. Daniel James obviously got his name on the score sheet. Made some very, very good runs down that flank. Daniel James doesn't play a lot now because he's actually lost his place in the team. We also saw Donny van der Beek come on in the game. And I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I thought Donny van der Beek made some very, very good touches when he came on. So that is your player ratings from our 9-0 win against Southampton. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer give his perception on it. He says we showed the X factor. Ralph Hasenhüttl, Southampton's manager, give his perception on the game. And he said it's horrible losing 9-0. And he said it hurts more than their 9-0 loss to Leicester, was it, last season. It's the first time we've scored 9 goals since the 9-0 win against Ipswich back in 1995. That is 26 years ago. And obviously it is our biggest win under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. It was just very, very good to get back to winning ways, because prior to this game against Southampton, we were winless in our last 2 league games. We drew 0-0 with Arsenal at the Emirates, and we lost at home to Sheffield United 2-1. Can Man United win the Premier League this season? Obviously, we are now second. We are level on points with Manchester City, but City do have a game in hand, so City still have the advantage. But obviously, winning 9-0, that boosts the goal difference, doesn't it? Southampton, like I said, they had 2 men sent off in the game. But after, Jankiewicz got sent off, we still knew we had a lot to do, even though Southampton had that man sent off. Let's put into the equation as well, Southampton had injuries. Obviously, there was no Romeo for them. There was no Theo Walcott. There was no Dilo. There was no Kyle Walker-Peters. There was no Vestergaard. There was no Obafemi. There was no Salisu. There was no Teller. Small bones out for the season. But despite the injuries Southampton have got, they still shouldn't be losing 9-0. And Southampton are a pretty good team. I think Ralph Hasenhüttl has done a good job with them. And earlier on this season, there was actually very, very consistent Southampton. There was also consistent when they had Mauricio Pochettino. Mauricio Pochettino only enjoyed a short tenure with them. But yeah, he guided Southampton to their highest finish in the Premier League. But Southampton are in a bad vein of form now. They are now winless in their last 4 Premier League games. They have let quite a few players go in recent years. Obviously, they lost Cedric Soares, they lost Holberg. Quite a few years ago, they lost Virgil van Dijk, they lost Dejan Lovren, they lost Nathaniel Klein, they lost Adam Lallana, they lost Sadio Mane. I've got to be honest, Liverpool have done very, very good business with Southampton in recent years. But we've got a very, very good record against Southampton. Obviously, we have the last time we lost to Southampton was back in January 2016, and Southampton beat us 1-0. You know, the game at Old Trafford last season was 2-2. We did beat Southampton at St Mary's earlier on this season, 3-2. Obviously, we overcame a 2-goal deficit. We only made one change in yesterday night's game from the 0-0 draw with Arsenal. Obviously, you know, Paul Pogba didn't play any part. I think Solskjaer explained why Paul Pogba was benched. Obviously, I didn't see Eric Bailly involved again. I think Bailly's recently been out with injury, but recently when Bailly's been playing, he's actually done very, very well. Tellez, he didn't play any part. Because Luke Shaw remains our first choice left back despite him coming in. Alex Tellez hasn't played nowhere near as much as I expected. I was disappointed that, you know, we didn't beat Arsenal at the Emirates. You know, Solskjaer gave his perception on that game, and he felt as though we had the bigger chance in the game to win it. But he still said it was a decent performance. You know, Marcus Rashford was poor in the Arsenal game. Every time he got near goal, his decision making was poor. His finishing was poor. And his passing was poor. But he carved a few openings in the first half of that game. You know, Bissaka had a good chance. Fernandes had a chance. Fred had a very, very good chance that produced a good save from Leno. Arsenal, you know, they also had their chances as well. So analysing that game, you can probably say a draw was a fair result. In the game yesterday night, VAR intervened a couple of times. Obviously, we appealed for a penalty because Edison Cavani got brought down by Ramsey. But it was actually at the edge of the box, so it was the correct decision to overturn the penalty. And Southampton had a disallowed goal from Che Adams. I think it was actually offside. But yeah, it's good to get another home win because we haven't been great at Old Trafford this season. You know, we've lost 5 games is it Old Trafford in the Premier League this season. Certainly the 2 best games for us this season is, you know, the 9-0 win against Southampton yesterday and the 6-2 win against Leeds. We've got Everton at the weekend. That's going to be a tough game. It's going to be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 4th appearance against Carlo Ancelotti as Man United manager. It'll be the 3rd time we'll be playing Everton this season because we've already played them twice this season and beaten both times. You know, we won, beating them 2-0 in the EFL Cup quarter final, and we also beaten them 3-1 in the league. But Carlo Ancelotti is a very, very good manager. He's been Everton manager now for over a year. He's got a very, very good pedigree behind him. Before Everton had Carlo Ancelotti, they had Duncan Ferguson in on a temporary basis. Before that, they had Marco Silva, you know, the sacked Marco Silva before. They had Roberto Martinez. I thought they was consistent under him. And at one point, they did have David Moyes. He enjoyed 11 years with Everton. But yeah, Carlo Ancelotti's won around 15 major honours in his managerial career. Everton recently brought Joshua King in. They brought him in on deadline day. They got him from Bournemouth. So that's another signing Carlo Ancelotti's made. Everton brought a few players in last year. They brought James Rodriguez in, they brought Decore in, brought Allen in, brought Ben Godfrey in, brought Nkundu in, and also brought that Olsen in on loan. I like that Dominic Calvert-Lewin for Everton, he's good. I like that Richie Arlington. They've also got that Bernard. Like I said, James Rodriguez has made an impact for them. Decore's done well. Sigurdsson's quite good. They've got Alex Iwobi. They've got Michael Keane. Presumably will be reuniting with Man United at the weekend. They've also got Fabian Delph. Everton, have let a few players go, haven't they, in recent years? Don't forget they lost to Idrissa Gueye. I think Everton should have kept him, really. They also let Moise Keane go out on loan, didn't they? They also lost Balassi. We've done business with Everton as well before. We got Lukaku off them back in 2017. We also got Fellaini off them, was it, back in 2013. I think both games between us and Everton last season were 1-1 draws. And after Everton, it is West Ham in the FA Cup. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is making very, very good progress at Man United. And I think he's going to be given at least another season at the football club. This is his second full season at the moment. We've been very, very good away from home as well. Don't forget, we haven't lost away from home in the Premier League for over a year. We are unbeaten in our last 18 Premier League away games. So, reflect on that 0-0 draw with Arsenal, we set a new club record. We actually was unbeaten in 13 Premier League games until Sheffield United had beaten us. By the way, prior to the Southampton game, like I updated you on, Solskjaer said in his press conference that officials admitted they made 2 mistakes in our 2-1 loss to Sheffield United. So if it had gone our way, we probably wouldn't have lost that game. Solskjaer as well was talking about the racial abuse on social media prior to the game against Southampton. He was saying, it is unacceptable. Marcus Rashford obviously was recently racially abused on social media. Not so long ago, Tuanzebe and Anthony Martial were racially abused. I think a lot of it boils down to jealousy. I think there's still a few things that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has got to do at the football club. I think he's got to identify his best 11. Because I don't think he knows his best 11 yet. He's obviously got to give Donny van de Beek more chances. Yes, Donny van de Beek came on yesterday night, but he's got to get starts. Donny van de Beek seldom starts in the Premier League. He's got to get his selections right persistently. Now, there's been a lot of games where he has showed tactical flexibility to his credit, but there's also been a lot of games where he has been tactically naive. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knows how imperative it is to get his first trophy on the board as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy for 4 years now. But yeah, there's 3 trophies we can pursue this season. We can win the Premier League. There's still a chance we can win it. I think reflecting on the win against Southampton yesterday night, yeah, there would have been United fans changing their perceptions, saying, Man United are now back in the title race and we can win it. But obviously, after the 2-1 defeat to Sheffield and the 0-0 draw of Arsenal, there was a lot of United fans disregarding the title. But, if we was to win the Premier League, it would be our first Premier League title since 2013, and it would be our 21st title overall. Solskjaer's been playing mind games and that in recent weeks. He's just taking one game at a time. He's not talking about, the title race, is he? If you've noticed. The FA Cup, that's a chance of a trophy as well, because we're into the 5th round of that. The Europa League is also a chance of a trophy, but it's going to be a tough game against Real Sociedad. But yeah, a lot of United fans are rallying. Solskjaer obviously has been criticised a lot as Manchester United manager, especially earlier on this season, reflecting how inconsistent we was, and we do deserve credit for sticking with him, because we could have easily have sacked Solskjaer, because we have endured very, very bad periods under him. But even, when we was enjoying them bad periods under Ole, Woodward came out and assured that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job was safe, because obviously our board and that have got a soft stance on Solskjaer, with him being a club legend. Will Solskjaer sign a new contract at Man United? As far as I'm aware at the moment, there has been no discussions over getting him a new contract. Prior to the game, I think against Sheffield, he said there's been no discussions over a new contract yet. He's got 18 months left on his current contract, Solskjaer. But yeah, he's been Man United manager now for over 2 years. Like I said, reflecting how long he's been at the club, he's gained some managerial experience, and he's learnt quite a bit on the job. Manchester United is the 3rd club in his managerial career. Solskjaer got us to the EFL Cup semi-final this season. Got to give him credit for that. He's got us to the FA Cup 5th round. He did well last season in his first full season at the club. Got us qualification for the Champions League. Got us 3rd and guided us to 3 semi-finals. He's also got rid of a lot of the deadwood Solskjaer since he got recommended in. We saw a few players leave in the January transfer window, because Solskjaer said, fringe players could leave before the window shuts. So obviously in the January transfer window, we saw Jesse Lingard go out on loan. We saw Facundo Pellistri go out on loan. Ighalo said his farewells to the club. We also saw Timothy Fosu-Mensah leave. He joined Bayer Leverkusen. Tiedemann Menge went out on loan. Marcus Rojo, he's left the club to join Boca Juniors on a permanent basis for an undisclosed fee. Rojo did endure 6.5 years at Man United. Obviously, in the other transfer windows Solskjaer's endured, we've seen the likes of Young leave, Valencia leave, Darmian leave, Smalling leave, Angel Gomez leave, Fellaini leave. Fellaini left back in January 2019. We also seen Lukaku leave, Herrera, Sanchez. And we've also loaned quite a few players out. Now, like I updated you yesterday, it says that we are willing to let 8 players leave to complete our squad overhaul. It was a disappointing January transfer window, because, we only saw one arrival, and that was Amad Diallo Traore. It won't be too long now till we see him in the first team. Amad Diallo Traore recently made his debut for the under-23s against Liverpool, and he scored twice in that game. That game ended 6-3. But Solskjaer did say, didn't he, during the January transfer window, and he actually said on deadline day that, we weren't expecting any signings. Solskjaer has endured 4 transfer windows as permanent Man United manager. Yeah, I think we'll be looking to make signings in the summer. I think we are looking to make around 4 signings this year to complete our squad overhaul. And I've already given you the areas where I think Man United need to strengthen up. I think we need a world-class striker, we need a world-class midfielder, and we also need a centre-half. Some people will still believe that we do need more signings, you know, if we are to be like genuine title contenders. We've got to start, you know, beating the top 6 in the Premier League, because we have been struggling against the top 6 this season. And we've also been lacking goals against the top 6. But anyway, Ed Woodward has already promised that he'll back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He did say towards the end of last year he'll back him with a long-term plan centred around summer transfer windows. Like I've said to you, the board has been one of the biggest problems at the club for several years. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.